and welcome to iReadit, bringing you your daily dose of the internet for Tuesday, March 6, 2018. I am Michael Schwahn.
And I'm Nathan Wood.
And I'm fucking annoyed.
Oh, I fucked that up again.
It's okay. Please remember, everyone, you can help support this show by going to patreon.com/dailyinternet. We go live Monday through Thursday, normally at 6 p.m. Alaska time. Traffic today meant that we tried to go live at 6:15, but we normally go live on Facebook and YouTube. But there's apparently a problem with our software or something, and we're not able to stream onto YouTube today.
So my name today is going to be actually Don. Don K. Because I'm a jackass.
Or because you're saying thank you?
What? No, Don K. Like
Danke in German means thank you.
No, I'm not talking about German. We're not German here. We're English.
I'm German.
Speak the Queen's fucking bloody English.
I'm German.
Yeah, loosely.
Whatever.
You're American. There's a difference.
True. Anyway, yeah, what was I about to say, though? Yeah, we normally are on YouTube, and I will try to get this video on YouTube anyway, but apparently something went wrong with the software, because everything always likes to go wrong. I mean, that's like... Also, something else that I just noticed, that apparently Chrome updated, and you are no longer able to mute individual tabs. You can only mute, and it...
know that.
Well, because whenever I'd open a tab, I would mute it, right, to make sure that it doesn't play through, you know, the sound and stuff like that. But apparently, you can no longer mute individual tabs. Instead, you just mute an entire website, and you have to then go back and unmute that website. You can't just mute a particular instance that you're currently looking at.
Let's see. Well, I hope it doesn't affect us too greatly.
It's annoying. I'm going to take a look at something real quick.
I found out that there is going to be a Christopher Robin movie starring Ewan McGregor, and I lost my shit because I think they brought in the original voice actor for Pooh Bear.
Oh?
Either that or it sounds perfect, like 100% sounds like Pooh Bear.
Oh, I have to reboot Chrome and shit in order to do it.
One of my favorite things growing up as a kid was Winnie the Pooh.
Winnie the Pooh, Winnie the Pooh.
Did you know that there's a Russian version?
Is there?
Yeah, do you know what it's called?
No.
Winnie Pooh.
Nice. Nathan, I just want shit to work and not, change and not suddenly not work when I have not done anything. And it's like, oh, we updated. None of your fucking shit's the same anymore. That's like, for the Instagram posts that we do, do you know that I no longer use Google for that? I use Bing.
Really?
Yes.
Huh. Why?
One, Bing's image search is incredibly more accurate in terms of what you're searching. The other thing, though, is that you are no longer able to view an image on Google. If you do Google image search, you can only you're no longer able to view image in
just the image. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to go to the website now.
That bothers the shit out of me.
Yep, and since you're not able to do that, I can't actually get the accurate source. So I no longer use.
Okay, so the original voice of Pooh, Sterling Holloway, had died on my birthday the year before I was born.
Damn, Nathan.
November 22nd, 1992.
You're him reincarnated.
I thought I was JFK reincarnated because he died November 22nd, 1963.
Nope, it's 1 year time frames on reincarnation.
Is it?
Yeah.
I was right, 1963. Oh my god.
Way to know history, buddy. So, yeah, so I no longer use Google Images anymore for
Use Bing.
I use Bing. If you want to see the sheer difference between Google Images and Bing Images, by the way, if I remember the correct search, so Google put this into both a Google image search and then a Bing image search. Okay. Man riding bicycle holding a banana.
Okay. Man riding bicycle.
Yep.
If I can spell bicycle. Holding a banana.
Yes.
All right.
So Google, you're gonna just get pictures of bicycles.
No, I have a bunch of pictures of bicycles and men holding bananas on them.
Do you?
However, they're like bananas that you've just pulled off of the fucking goddamn banana trees.
So now Google the same thing on Bing. It's not
It's not the same thing. You're binging it.
Whatever. It's not perfect, but it's still closer.
It's a man in a banana.
It's a man in a banana.
How is a man in a banana more close than a man literally holding bananas on his bike?
I mean, they're hanging off the back of his bike.
But by transitive property is holding those bananas.
And I know that's not the exact search that someone used as an example, but you also get a lot more accurate results. Like
you also get a lot more stock photos.
Not if you scroll down just a bit.
Sure, but like initially, they're almost all stock photos.
I've also noticed that Bing is much more accurate in the stuff that I normally search for. But the real reason that I tried Bing was purely because I can no longer view image on Google. You know why you're no longer able to view an image on Google? Because of Getty Images. Purely because Getty Images complained to Google.
Getty Images is the stock photo thing, right?
I mean, it's not necessarily stock photo. It's just a photo site.
Huh. Okay.
Yep. Because people were figuring out ways, apparently, to get around Getty Images' purchase wall through Google Images.
All right, sure. I used that a couple times to get around having to purchase maps for D&D.
Sure. Either way, very annoying, but Bing still works. So.
Yep. Well, that's cool.
You want to talk about some actual news now?
Yeah, let's get it done so I can go and write stuff.
You gonna tell us about that later?
No.
No? Okay.
No, it's not a finished idea.
Judge declares man's truck his home in ruling that could affect hundreds of homeless people.
That was submitted by Can't Stop the Bald to our news.
So this dude's been living in his truck for a bit, since about 2014, and he had his truck parked on the side of the road for something like 7 months, and the authorities came along and impounded his truck and wanted to charge him about $900 in parking fees and shit like that. But he didn't have $900 because the dude's homeless. And so they said, well, we're going to auction off your car to pay for your fees. And he said, that's my home, though. And a judge agreed with him. And because of the Homestead Act from like 100 and something years ago, your home is not something that can be sold to pay for your debts because, well, that's your home. That's your shelter. That's your roof. And so him classifying the guy's truck as his home means that they can't take away his truck. In fact, they wouldn't have been able to take it away in the first place and at all.
Really?
Yep, they wouldn't have been able to take it away initially.
That's fucking cool, though. I like that. I like this entire story. That's fucking cool because it's going to cause ripples in the effects of where we position our cars for parking, and also homeless people trying to then purchase cars, whether running or not.
Yeah, and they're like, "This is my home."
Mm-hmm.
Now that said, the city can appeal it, and they haven't said whether they're going to or not, but. Who knows? Depending on where that goes, it could be very interesting for the results of what happens going forward when it comes to homeless people and vehicles. Because I guess they wouldn't be homeless anymore.
Yeah, I don't know how legally you would do stuff with a mobile. Well, I guess not quite a mobile home, but a non-fixed address.
So you just on your address you write. Red Suburban on Poplar Street.
And then for all your mail, you just get a P.O. box?
No. They just deliver it to the truck.
Oh.
Red Suburban on Poplar Street, Anchorage, Alaska, 99 blah, 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 blah.
See, I don't think we would do that. We'd be like, no, just go get a fucking P.O. box.
Yeah, but those cost money, Nathan.
So, it's not like the state cares.
Oh, yeah. But... the state doesn't have money either, so.
Yeah.
Did you read the book?
That's why they're asking for you to go and get a fucking P.O. box.
Pharma bro Shkreli has to forfeit secret Wu-Tang album.
This was submitted by RSEF to R Music.
Did you wash your hair? I don't believe you. You need to go read more books. Sorry, say that one more time.
Submitted by RSF to R Music.
So, Pharma bro, big Pharma douchebag himself, Martin Shkreli.
I love Martin Shkreli. Not in a he's a great person and I support him in all ways kind of love, and a holy shit, this guy's a douchebag and I like watching him. Well,
we talked last week, at least I talked about it last week because you weren't here. He was being on the hook for $10.x million in losses of fraudulent that he defrauded investors through. The argument against that was that he didn't actually cause them losses because they eventually came out in the positive, but there was an initial loss, and because of other shit, he was being accounted for that. Now, initially, he didn't have to pay them that $10.x million. It was just another thing to be held against him in terms of sentencing. So it could have, if it actually did go through, then it could have added like 20 more years onto his sentence. Now, the thing, though, is that because of fines and other things like that, he does have to give up $7.4 million to the government, not to his investors. He's not paying them back. He is paying fines and stuff to the government. But Martin Shkreli previously had declared cash bankruptcy, which means that he has no money in his account. It does not mean that he doesn't have things that are worth things. He just doesn't have any money. He declared cash broke. But he has plenty of things that are worth money. He has $5 million in investments. He also purchased the Once Upon a Time in Shaolin album, which was a Wu-Tang Clan's secret album, for $2 million. That only he has gotten to listen to.
That's not true.
Oh, no?
No. He had Overstream released a couple of the songs and then said that if Trump was going to become president, he was going to release the album. I don't think he actually released the album, but I think several of those songs are still out there.
Oh, okay. He also has the unreleased Lil Wayne's album, The Carter 5.
The Carter 5. Release it.
As well as a Picasso painting, which that's worth a significant amount as well. So all of those things will need to be given up as assets to help pay for his $7.4 million fine. The interesting thing on this is that the Carter 5, Once Upon a Time in Shaolin, they will be given to the government as part of payment for his fine. There is no current indication.
So we're not getting the those albums ever again.
There is no indication of what will happen with them.
I mean, if it's part of the fine, they're going to sell those albums.
Maybe.
In which case, hopefully the person who buys those albums, we actually, can get them from them.
Maybe. We'll see. Either way, fuck that guy. He's like a douchebag in supreme. I'm just going to take this pill called Daraprim that, helps fight AIDS and cancer, and take it from $13 a pill to $700. Don't mind me.
I mean, yeah, it's pretty shitty, huh?
He's a dick.
3.
Yeah. Washington becomes the first state to pass net neutrality law after FCC repeal.
This is submitted by Adam Cannon to Our Technology.
So they passed a law that basically just takes everything from... Oh, excuse me. The Obama-era rules with Title II and everything like that, and puts it into the state of Washington's law. Okay? Now, problem with this...
As opposed to Cole's law?
I hate you. God.
It's a pun.
Okay. So, it's being called the Free Speech Bill. It was passed through their legislature and signed by the governor, so that means it is law. However, it is undoubtedly going to prompt a court battle, because when the FCC repealed net neutrality rules, in their repeal, they include a provision that forbids states from being able to place those rules in their own laws. So when the
So they were like real tight butthole about it.
Yeah, the FCC said, we are rolling back these rules, and nobody else on any level can institute these rules.
Yeah, that's a booty.
So it's undoubtedly going to become a court battle, most likely between the state of Washington and the federal government, or in this case, the Federal Communications Commission, the FCC. That said, the state of Washington says that they are very confident in their position because states have a right to protect their citizens as they see fit. So there is going to be a legal battle in that front, especially because companies like AT&T and Comcast are undoubtedly going to be against Washington passing this law. And the FCC is already facing its own legal challenges because we are in that time frame of the decision to repeal net neutrality has went forward, and they are just...
So it's a giant, burning, flaming mess.
It's a whole bunch of legal battles and paperwork right now.
See.
So, Joe McLaughlin in the chat room asked, can Martin Shkreli release the albums before the heat they take them? I mean, maybe he could, but he's in jail, so...
It'd be kind of hard.
I mean, maybe he can figure out a way to do it, but I don't know. Like, maybe he asks somebody.
He would literally have to ask somebody to go and do it for him before it got forfeited.
Seized. Yeah. Because he's in jail and is expected to just stay in jail. He had posted bail, but then he got thrown back in jail on what the judge called a call for assault when he requested people get strands of Hillary Clinton's hair and was willing to pay $5,000 a strand.
Yep, I remember that.
So that put him back in jail, and he hasn't got to leave since.
Yeah. Well,
we'll see. Anyway.
2.
Reddit users demand ban for notorious pro-Trump community.
I know what this is. This is submitted by Mixed Plate to Our Politics.
This is nothing new. So there is a
No, they wanted this subreddit gone forever.
Yeah, there's a subreddit called r/the_Donald, which is the biggest gathering of Trump supporters on the internet. I didn't want to use conglomerate. It's the biggest gathering of Trump supporters on the internet. In terms of places for Trump supporters to go and have a community and talk to one another, there is not a larger grouping of them beyond r/the_Donald on Reddit. Now, that said, there are some people that are in the Trump group that are fucking crazy. Not all of them, but some of them are fucking crazy. Like... There are people in that subreddit that are constantly calling for this person to be murdered or this.
Right now they were calling for everyone, regardless of if you were from that state or not, to go to our Minnesota to flood their board with positive Republican posts for their specific Republican candidate.
Yep. And like they've also had calls for the murder of people, for the rape of people, for entire communities to be burned to the ground. Like they've had some really crazy shit that went through there
that have just been left. They just leave it up.
Yep.
The moderators don't do shit except for recently where the moderators went through and deleted like 200 fucking comments on Trump's own words.
Yep. In regards to a recent, that you're referring to a post about Donald Trump was having a live interview in which he basically supported a large number of pro-gun control measures.
In addition to outright saying take the guns first, then due process later.
Yep.
That's not due process. That is overdue process.
Yeah, that is just...
That is not something even I am advocating for.
Yeah, so he is... They didn't like that. So a whole bunch of people in the subreddit were it turned into a friggin' just bomb city, and then the mods came in and just started just deleting and banning user after user after user after user after user.
Literally for just people quoting exactly what he said.
Yep. And you're not allowed to say anything negative about the president on that subreddit. If you do, you're immediately banned. But in any case, there's been calls for the banning of r/the_Donald over the last about year or so. But the CEO of Reddit came out and was talking about, not about the Donald, but about the Russian meddling, because it's one of the concerns is how many places did the Russians, infect?
And apparently Reddit might have been one of them.
Yeah, where did they infect the 2016 election? and also on top of that, like, what is Reddit trying to do about it? Reddit came out and said, well, we found a little over a few hundred accounts that were tied to Russian, sources. Those have all been banned, and, we're trying to shut down this. And then they also mentioned that they are, continuing to shut down subreddits that are racist, have hate speech, calls for violence, etc. And every time there is a public statement from Reddit regarding their actions, everyone immediately asks, well, what are you doing about these? And there's multiple subreddits that are brought forth, one of which is always R the Donald, because it is an extremely large group of people.
What was the last time a subreddit got banned? It was really recently.
I don't know. They actually get banned more than we realize.
It was a bunch of, like, angry neck-bearded men who were all for the degradation of women.
No, I think the last subreddit that was actually banned was deepfakes.
Oh, you're right. I totally forgot about deepfakes altogether. No, deepfakes is still up, isn't it?
No. No, it is not.
Oh, okay. You're right.
Yeah, deepfakes is gone.
As of the 7th of last month.
Yeah. So, in any case, though, I don't know why this was, like, the thing that, because this statement wasn't even related truly to hate speech-related subreddits.
Right. We still have safe for work deepfakes.
Sure. Either way.
Which is cool because it's a lot of...
Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, that's my motherfucking man.
But anyway, there's been calls for it before. This one apparently is gaining more traction for whatever reason. But there is a massive call for R the Donald to be completely removed from Reddit because of the nature of just what happens on that subreddit.
Mm-hmm.
So...
Not only that, but, like, the blatant not caring that the fucking the moderators have.
Well,
they've purposely left shit up there talking about how like how McCain is too old and full of holes in his brain, so they should just off him or some shit like that.
Yeah, that was one. There was also one about, like, raping and stringing up Elizabeth Warren.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I want to say there is a couple for what's his name? He's the last guy to I can see Mitt Romney. I was gonna say I can see his face perfectly. I couldn't remember his name for a second. I want to say there's one about Rip Money too. Blech.
So, and Reddit admin, which are the people that actually run the website, have said, that the moderators of R the Donald have always worked with them on any issues that have arisen, although a large number of the truly offensive posts that normally result in subreddit bans continue to stay up, and that they are hesitant to ban R the Donald because it is the largest gathering of Trump supporters, and they feel as though they would be silencing a voice that currently has no other outlet. But when that voice is calling for the, like, rape, pillage, and murder of people, you're just shooting yourself in the foot there, Reddit. Like,
yeah, at that point, your own supporters are fucking you.
Yeah. So what's going to come of this? No idea. But that's the state of things.
Maybe the banning of one of the biggest boards,
Maybe? I don't know.
What kind of person goes to Reddit specifically just for R the Donald? Some fucking weirdos.
I don't know, dude. I don't know.
1.
Male Escort exposes 36 actively gay priests in a file sent to Vatican.
Oh, fuck. This is submitted by Willing Reputation to Our World News.
Yep, a 1,200-page dossier containing the names of these gay priests as well as seminarians has been sent first to Naples and then to the Vatican. A gay male escort told local media that he could not put up with the priest's hypocrisy any longer. He also said
cool, though.
He also said the aim is not to hurt the people mentioned, but he did want them to understand that their double life, while seemingly convenient, is not useful to them or to all the people to who they should be a guide and an example to follow. Like, you are hypocrites. You tell people that being gay is bad when you were railing my ass 2 days ago.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like more people like this who have this kind of information should come out.
Now, the important thing here also to note is this is not an accusation of pedophilia. I mean, the man who came forward, he is a grown man. That is what he does for a living, is he is a male escort. So it's not about them doing anything wrong in terms of the law, just them being like really, really, really gay priests that then tell other people that being gay means you're going to hell and you're a terrible person.
I see. Yeah, no, I agree with what the guy had done, and that was coming forward and talking about it because some of the time, not some of the time, almost all the time, a lot of these priests are, and it's not against religion. Like, you know, if you want to worship, you know, a god, go for it. But like,
doth thee protest too much?
Don't be anti-gay when you yourself are taking it. Like,
that's like, I think it was Chadwick, who I don't believe is here in the chat room today. No, it was one of my friends from Oklahoma. It was Ben from Oklahoma that shared it. That just made me just rub my face in pain because there was a former state senator whose name now escapes me from California, who was one of the largest advocates and champions that got so much of California's gun control laws passed. Like, he was one of the golden idols for getting gun control, stricter gun control, and getting it actually passed in California, right?
mm-hmm.
He has been arrested for weapons trafficking.
Yes.
Like, goddamn. Like,
that's pretty funny.
Or you know, the pastors that are just like calling every last direction for gay people to be strung up from the trees, and then they get caught with like a 16-year-old boy
with a dick in their mouth.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
oh, I see. I didn't know it was there.
Like, I don't understand how you like.
Could you help me get it out of my mouth?
I don't know. It hurts. Like, how does your brain function? Like, what excuse are you telling yourself that is like, oh, it's fine when I do it, but when you do it, you're disgusting.
Fuck you. Oh, wait. Maybe later.
Yeah, right? Like, I don't understand. I really don't. And it happens way more often than it should.
Yeah.
Like, either way, ridiculous, insane.
Fuck no.
Listener submission. A beloved hot dog vendor gets attacked.
This was submitted by OTT2K6 to our iReadit cast.
Yeah. So this is the story of Terry Scanlon, who is a downtown Ottawa fixture, because OTT is one of our devoted listeners out of Canada, and we appreciate them greatly. Scanlon is 72 and has operated the same hot dog stand in Ottawa for 35 years. Dude's been selling hot dogs on a corner for 35 years.
I have an idea for a hot dog truck that I really want, and it's called Not the Worst Gourmet Hot Dog. Blech. Not the Worst Gourmet Hot Dogs.
Nice.
One day.
On February 16th, he pulled in front of a studio where he normally goes in for yoga, because he does yoga like 6 days a week to try and maintain his youthful energy and exuberance. And he got out of his car to go into the studio, and some dude just came up and beat the fuck out of him. Like, he described him as
Did they rob him or just beat the shit out of him?
Nope, just beat the shit out of him. He described him as a 250-pound man between 25 to 35 years old with black boots and a black knapsack that started yelling at him and then charged him and beat the fuck out of him. Like, threw him to the ground and just pounded him into the concrete with his feet, and then like got on top of him and started punching him and just kept beating the shit out of him and then left.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fucked up.
Yeah. The man, Mr. Scanlon, is now looking for some level of protection, although he said he is not interested in having a gun or a taser. He doesn't want anything that could harm or even paralyze anybody. He would just like an option of trying of a way to protect himself, which he gave no suggestions whatsoever. I'm like, you want a force field? Like, what are you looking for here?
Wow. No, no, that's fucked up. People are dickheads.
Yeah, like he doesn't have any idea why either.
I don't know. What's his? All right, I hate to be that guy, but What's his race?
White.
Yeah, then I don't know.
I don't either. Hey, Nathan.
I'm Mr. Meeseeks! Look at me!
What did you care about in the last 24 hours?
Guess what was announced today?
The Black Mirror Season 5.
No.
I don't know. What?
Pathfinder 2nd Edition.
Ew.
Dude, it's going to be cool. Fucking, there's going to be 10th level spells. Alchemists are going to be a core class. Goblins are going to be player characters.
Ew.
There's a bunch. I'm actually real fucking excited for it because of how well Starfinder did. Let me go through the list of things that we are expected to see in 2nd Ed. 10th level spells and 4 spell lists. Alchemists and core. Archetypes and multiclassing. Class changes. Classic monsters and magic. Clean modular information-based design. Combat maneuvers that rock. Designed for all levels of play. Easier to play. Goblin player characters. Golarian infused. Heroic storytelling. Innovative initiative. More customization. New background system. Pathfinder Society. Production values. Race changes and feats. Rebalanced magic items. Simplified actions. Streamlined proficiencies. Support. True to Pathfinder. Wayne Reynolds art.
Okay, so now my question then is: do we have a time frame? Do we know when?
Playtest starts August 2nd.
Yeah, that's a ways out then.
March, April, May, June, July, August. That's 5 months. That's not so bad. They time it in the same time frame as Gamescom, which is when they released Starfinder last year.
The Pathfinder playtest products will be released as free downloads on Paizo. The core rulebook itself is a 400-page rulebook. All right. I mean, I'll look into it. I wasn't terribly in like. I felt like Starfinder was, because they wanted it to be able to interact with all of the other Pathfinder stuff that had been made, that hurt it a lot because they had to make it be able to fit with everything else they'd released. So
Sure.
Maybe a completely clean slate will work out better.
I feel like it hurt it, but I don't feel like it hurt it a whole lot. Starfinder's still fairly popular. It's doing well, at least not in Alaska. I don't know about Alaska. I only play with a small group of people nowadays, and we play Star Wars instead of Starfinder.
Sure.
Because there's an older Star Wars RPG. We're not even playing the new one. We're playing the old one that is based off of KOTOR, like the video game KOTOR, which, it's pretty fun. I enjoy it. I enjoy it a lot. There's a lot of things you can do in it. There's a lot of books. And in fact, I use some of those books for editions that aren't Star Wars because they have great charts on how to develop, dungeons for things like entire planets, whether or not certain areas is safe to even breathe. What kind of towns are like. They've got a lot in those books, and it's real fucking helpful.
Sure. Interesting. Still not sure how I feel about it, but I will keep my eye on it either way.
I'm excited.
Thing I cared about in the last 24 hours is that HP is releasing new germicide-resistant computers for hospitals.
Oh wow, that's submitted by Delia Learn 2 to R Gadgets. That's fucking sick.
Yeah, I didn't even think about it initially. I didn't think that this would be a problem, but HP is announcing a line of laptops, displays, as well as all-in-one desktops that are resistant to intense cleaning materials, because apparently hospitals have a really hard time with their equipment just going bad because of how clean they have to keep it. So they're like dousing it with cleaning products, which then causes it to erode and die, and you have to replace it sooner.
I think that's fucking cool, but are people who aren't, part of the medical field able to get these?
Yeah.
Okay, good, because, oh man, the amount of sticky keys people go through.
But so, and one of the things is one, they're built in such a way that, like, if you take a real wet wipe on it, it's not going to like seep into the components. The other thing is that you are able to easily disable, but not completely like have to unplug the mouse and keyboard, so that and as well as like touch screen, so that you can wipe them down without accidentally like typing shit in.
Right.
So, That's really neat. I didn't even think that was something that was like necessary or needed, so it makes me like kind of excited and intrigued that it's there.
It's real fucking impressive.
Yeah.
I'm real happy with HP, you know? Yeah.
Anyway, Nathan, let's get out of here. Hopefully, if somebody found this trying to find it from YouTube and YouTube wasn't working, I hope that I can get it fixed by tomorrow. It told me that some limit had been reached today, and I can't do anything until midnight tonight, so we'll see if it works tomorrow. If not, then I'll just do YouTube the old way, and I'll have to upload this video that is being generated from the Facebook feed. Yeah.
Nice.
So, anyway, we're going to go ahead and get out of here. If you would please consider supporting this show, patreon.com/dailyinternet. A massive thank you to our previous, current, and future patrons. You help keep this show going. We are currently kind of like stashing the Patreon money away so that we can buy Nathan a new computer in the near future. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me some more. And so that'll be nice because his computer is ass. And just slowly working on trying to get everything together and updated and all of that wonderful shit. Otherwise, though, follow and share us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. All of those are at iReaditCast. Download the show and leave us 5-star reviews on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, and anywhere else you find this podcast. Follow me on social media at Schwahn Michael, Nathan at Bimmenstein. Send stories you want us to talk about to our subreddit, which is r iReaditCast. We shouldn't be banned anytime soon, but we'll see what happens to R the Donald.
Or you just wait. I'm going to start posting my dicks on there.
That doesn't get you banned.
All of my dicks.
That doesn't get you banned.
You just wait. I'll ban myself.
Okay. Whatever. Otherwise, send them to us in an email, feedback.ireadit@gmail.com. That is it, everybody. That is your 439th dose of the internet. I am Michael Schwahn.
And I'm Nathan Wood.
And please remember, everybody.
You make me sad.
Very sad. Talking to you, YouTube, except I don't actually think it's YouTube's fault. I think it's XSplit Broadcaster's fault. Either way, goodbye.
Bye.